Now joined by a man that has 30 goals and 63 caps for England, Premier League all-time top goal scorer with 260 goals. I am delighted to say we are welcoming a footballing legend to the show. Alan Shearer joins us now on Talksport Breakfast. Good morning, Alan.
Morning, Al. How are you, mate?
Morning, Al.
Morning, guys. How are we? We all right?
We're in good form. We're in good form, mate. We're looking forward to the squad, first of all, getting named very, very soon. We have got your squad. We've got Alan Shearer's squad in front of us right now, mate. Now, firstly, I've got to say, no Dan Burn.
I might be accused of being biased, Ali, because with the Newcastle players that I put in my Player of the Month, with me saying Callum Wilson should be in there, with the way things go. So I didn't want it to look that way, but I did give his name, did give him a mention, definitely.
Yeah, I don't blame you, mate. There's not really a lot of surprises. We're going to pick the bones out of it, but I'm in total agreement with you. I've been saying to Laura and the guys at Talksport for weeks and weeks and weeks, if England can keep Callum Wilson fit, then I think he's an obvious choice. It's certainly back up to Harry Kane now.
Yeah, I mean Harry's going to start every game if he's fit, but. You also have to look and say, well, okay, if we're winning, do we bring him off, and who do we bring on? And if we're chasing the game and we need a goal, then who can we bring on to try and do something different? And the big thing with Callum has always been his fitness. So if he is fit, which he has been for the past month or so, I mean, and he's been flying, his form has been fantastic. He's scoring goals, he's running in behind, he's a threat. So. That would be the reason why I would have him in there. Absolutely.
Yeah, a couple of the other names that in your squad that I think are the ones with the most talking points around them. You brought in Ben White. Ben White's on your plane. Maddison, Ward-Prowse, Abraham as well on the plane for you. It's a good team, actually. I quite like the squad that you've picked. I wanted you to tell me how far you think England will go in this World Cup.
I would love to be wrong, Laura, but I can't. I don't see us being as successful, if that's the word we can use, as the last two tournaments, getting to a semi-final and getting to a final. I think from midfielders to going forward, I'm really happy with the options that Gareth has got and some of the players that we've got in those positions. I just worry about us defensively, because other than Kieran Trippier and Ben White, when I look at most of the other defenders that the manager will pick or has to pick, then certainly for form-wise, they're struggling at club level. So that would worry me. Some of them aren't even playing. But other than those two, Trippier and Ben White, I mean, those two for me had to be in there because of their form. I mean, I've seen a lot of Trippier, and he's been a game changer for Newcastle. He's been absolutely fantastic. And I said it at the weekend on Match of the Day that he starts, whether that's at right back or right wing back or whether it's left back. Kieran Trippier for me has to start in that first game.
Al, I've got to say, the emergency football hotline that you're looking to promote at the moment, I've got to say, if you'd have launched it 20 years ago and I had a dispute with Hullet, I would have actually rung you and asked for some guidance. You know what I mean? I've got to say.
Well, let me give you the number just in case you want to ring it.
It's still available.
433, and it's open from next Monday, the 14th, 1 p.m. till 9 p.m. every single day. And I'll be taking that first call next Monday. So if you want to ring up Pacey, you certainly can. There'll certainly be some discussions anyway.
Listen, I don't know who would be helping who, me or you, on the Hullet question. Or...
I've got to say, I don't think you'd get through to you, because you'd have been on to me.
Wait, guys, let me give that number again just in case. 0800 0433 433. Alan, what is it?
That's what it is. It's a free emergency football hotline. I mean, you know what it's like for people to debate and talk and ask questions and get frustrated and get angry and give their point across. The Athletic are having sports journalists, data scientists on there. So there's everything you want to discuss, whether it's player performance or rivalries or refereeing decisions or our favourite VAR, whatever it is, you can discuss it on there. So that's exactly what it is.
It's going to be open 7 days a week. So it's going to be between 1 p.m. and 9 p.m. It's a hotline manned by a squad, like you say, they're football experts. And it was created after research found that 70% of football fans admit they regularly argue about the beautiful game of Friends. You can go up and brush up on all your knowledge. It sounds absolutely wonderful.
It's brilliant, actually. That's just the stat that I love as well. 94% say football causes more disputes than any other sport. I didn't think it'd be that low. Anyway, I'll tell you what's not up for dispute is the fact that your team have been absolutely flying. I'm watching Match of the Day. You've been thrilled by the way they're performing. Eddie Howe, defensively, they've been outstanding. I don't know what Almiron's been on, but he's been absolutely out of this world. How happy are you? And are you surprised? Because I've got them. I'll be honest, I think they're well ahead of the game where I expected them to be. Is that the same opinion you have?
Yeah, without a doubt, Ali. I expected improvement this season, but I didn't expect it to be as great as what we're seeing. I mean, they what a job Eddie Howe is doing and has done. I mean, it was remarkable in the way he kept Newcastle up last year, because if you remember, in and around Christmas, I thought they were certain to be relegated. And then the signings, I mean, Kieran Trippier for me was a key signing. He was a game changer with his attitude and everything else, with his ability, with his leadership qualities. He sort of came into the club, and when you remember what he's achieved and what he's won as a player, for him to choose Newcastle, who were within a real chance of being relegated, was a big decision. So once he went in there, and I think that then attracted others to the football club. So he got them safe last year. And the way they're playing this year, they look so fit. I mean, it's an unbelievable atmosphere at St James's Park, Ali. As you know, I mean, it hasn't Magic. Been for the last 14 or 15 years, but for the past year since Eddie's been in there, it is totally transformed. It is incredible. The players are feeding off that, and they're going after teams, and they're playing some really good, entertaining football, and everyone seems up to it. And they look really strong in every position. And what also has been key is, I mean, I mentioned Trippier. Some of these other signings, Nick Pope has been fantastic. I mean, their win at Tottenham last weekend, for the first 15 minutes, they were under the cosh. He made 2 big saves, one-on-ones in those minutes, which kept them in the game, which then gave them the platform to go and play. So, yeah, they're ahead of schedule. I mean, I hope I'm wrong again, but I don't see them finishing in the top 4. They've got a really good chance, but I just and that might depend if they go out and sign another player or two in January. But with what they've got at the minute, bear in mind they're doing it without San Maximan, and they're doing it without their record signing in Isak as well. So if they were to get another 1 or 2 in January, my opinion might change in the top 4. But whatever happens, if they get into 5th, 6th, 7th, I think that would be a big improvement on last year, and that's all we can ask for at Newcastle, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Ali mentioned Almiron earlier about his form this year. Joe Linton last year, when he converted him into a midfield player, Al, was incredible.
Yeah, he's. I felt, you know what it is? I felt really sorry for Joe Linton when Newcastle signed him, because I felt everything was a bit unfair on him. They paid 40 million quid for him as a centre forward and give him a number 9 shirt. And clearly he was never a number 9, and he wasn't a centre forward. But the one thing about him, he never hid. He always wanted to go and get the ball, and he always tried and worked his socks off. And that kept the relationship with the Newcastle fans. So they always sort of stuck with him. They were frustrated at times, but they stuck with him. But then the movement back into midfield has been sensational, really. He looks a real proper top player in midfield. He looks big and strong and can carry the ball. He's got a presence in there. His touch has been superb. The one thing that he could perhaps add is more goals, but that will come, I'm sure. And yeah, Eddie's done an unbelievable job in doing what he's done with him and several other players as well.
I love the fact that they all look like they're really close mates as well. I've watched Bruno with Almiron as well saying, don't vote for me, vote for him, he deserves it. And the kind of relationship between those guys, I just think, yeah, exactly, camaraderie. I think it's wonderful, Alan. Alan, I've also been asked to ask you this question. I wouldn't personally ask it because I've got too much respect for you, but I'm going to ask it on behalf of the producers. if Haaland carries on scoring at this rate and plays the same amount of games as you, he's going to be on 662 Premier League goals. As a former professional and a man that's been in the business long enough, would you encourage him to move to Real Madrid?
It's only a matter of time before he goes, isn't it? Him and Harry Kane, Laura.
It's Harry Kane you need to move to Real Madrid, pal.
I think Harry Kane needs to go to Bayern Munich. We need to start a campaign going.
Excellent. Right. Alan, that was absolutely marvellous. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming
Have a good day, mate.
Cheers, Al.
Thank you. Thanks.
Take care. Amazing.